The Executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority, Prof. Attafuah, says plans are in place to ensure that the eligible persons who are worried about the situation get their cards, as he reviews that all complaints about double payments for cards will be investigated.
First of all, I don't know how many people are here. I know that they are in the hundreds. And NIA's serving capacity at the head office here, which is a premium registration center, is approximately 600. So in the best scenario, you can do about 650, 700 in a day. That's our setup capacity. Yesterday, we served more than 1,000 because toward the end of the day, I realized that the numbers of people here who had been so distressed could, with some ingenuity, be accommodated. I directed accordingly that every nook and cranny, every space available ought to be deployed and used, and the personnel and material resources found. So we were able to serve the people. I've given similar directions for today, but it disrupts the arrangements that had been put in place. It involves a banking service that has to be respected, a banking service with protocols and procedures that have to be respected. But yesterday, we had to make an exception and get regular accounting staff, finance department or directorate staff go in and take cash, contrary to our arrangements of people paying with a token, paying with a PIN, and making sure that accountability and responsibility is without question. But we had to do what we had to do in order to accommodate the situation. Today we will repeat that performance. We'll do our best. But I do not know how many people are here, and I do not know, I cannot guarantee that they will or can all be served, especially because it is a deadline. I understand that there are about 11 million SIM cards that risk being deactivated out of about 36 million or so. And so we know how many, roughly, about 25 something that have been done. And what it means is that across the country, we will have pressure at the NIA premium registration centers in Koforidua, in Kumasi, in Takrade, and on the on the Independence Avenue at the Calbank head office. We will put our best foot forward, apply our best energies, our best intellect, and our best efforts in the expectation that with that level of focus and vigor and commitment, that we'll be able to serve the greatest number of Ghanaians possible. We don't charge twice. So if there is an exceptional circumstance, refer it to me or to any of our officers, and we deal with that. There are people who fib. There are people who say things that are sometimes, just sometimes, untrue. There are people who come here and hear stories from third parties and then repeat them to the media. Say, I went to NIA and I was told, and they've not spoken with anybody from NIA or working at NIA, but depending on rumors and hearsays from third parties. So let's be fair. If someone has paid for a service, there is no way NIA will charge the person a second time. If NIA has misplaced the person's card, NIA is a responsible and responsive state institution, and there are rules and regulations passed by Parliament governing how we conduct our business. There are policy guidelines or directions provided by our governing board that direct us how and what to do. So in those circumstances, we will obey the law or the policy. We will not subject a person to the tyranny of double payment for a service for which they are entitled to as a matter of free cost or as a matter of a single payment. So let's isolate those things. Let's deal with the real issues. The person who says, I have been asked to pay double, that's a complaint that warrants investigation.
And thanks for staying with us here on The Pulse. We'll return shortly with more stories.